I'm live from my new office. It's not quite done yet, but it's nearly there. The bar's in. That's the important bit. So it's looking very nice. It feels very nice up here, really nice and relaxed. And I wanted to share something with you because I know from working with thousands of clients, thousands of students, thousands of business owners, that a lot of people struggle with this. And so I want to share some bits. So if you're catching me live, type live in the comments, say hi. If you're catching on the replay, which is more than likely because social media algorithms are absolutely horrendous, we're going to talk a bit about that. And so you might be catching this on the replay. So if you are, make sure you comment replay and you give me a little wave emoji or something. So I want to actually start talking more about audience growth because I know it's arguably the most important part of growing a business. And it's probably the thing that gives you the most frustration. Hi, guys. Oh, you're finding me now. Audience growth is something that a lot of people don't understand how important it is because you just don't know until you know. And I did not understand this for a really, really, really long time. And I think the frustration, especially with online stuff, comes from thinking that audience growth means growing your followers. Is this something that you try and do? Let me know in the comments. Let's have a chat about it because I think a lot of people try and think, oh, I need to get more followers. But actually, this is like the wrong metric to be looking at. But let me just share with you. I'm not talking about audience growth, by the way, of posting 3 times a day or creating reels that are 7 seconds long or any of these kind of trends that you see, like, oh, create a faceless account because that's going really well at the moment. And so you start to put all your energies into that. And before you know it, you're still not making any progress. And you think, I've just wasted like a month, a couple of months or whatever. So I'm not talking about those things because those are trends. Those are things that will work for a little bit right now. And then the algorithm changes or, one of the social media platforms changes. And then we're all doing something completely different. Like at one point you're creating these short 7 seconds. And then it's like, actually now 3-minute long videos are working. And I don't know about you, but you can tell me if you're the same as me. But I'm exhausted by trying to keep up with any of that stuff. I don't find it enjoyable. I don't want to be hanging out on social media 24/7. And I find it really demoralizing. And I've actually met thousands of entrepreneurs who give up on their businesses because they just can't keep up with what they're supposed to be doing following these kinds of trends. And following these will just keep you, trying to keep up to date with these will just keep you frustrated. It'll keep you just in that cycle of always trying to learn something new instead of mastering something, putting that strategy into your business. And then, and you can do this, there are ways to do this, turning that into as automated as possible and just keep spinning that plate. So I sussed out how to do this just under a couple of years ago. And I bring in every month brand new people into my audience, not followers, over 2,000 per month. And that's on a slow month. And I do that without having to log into a social media platform, without having to show up live, having to do any of those things. Over 2,000 new ideal clients, not just anybody, but ideal clients, people who are ready to buy from me. Hey. Okay. So I did try first all of the other things, by the way. I really tried. I even tried to outsource it because I just got so miffed off at trying to figure it out myself. Hey, Joe, trying to figure it out myself. I was like, I'm done with this. So I tried to outsource it. Cost me $5,000 a month. Yeah, that didn't work either. Followers didn't change. But the problem with growing our audience, like for most people, is that we're looking at these wrong metrics. And these are the things that get us frustrated. We tend to think about we need to grow our followers, and we absolutely do not. I also know that audience growth is this important. Like, I know it's something that is even frustrating to listen to or to focus on because you feel like you get so many different bits of information of what you should be doing. But what I have been doing for the last 2 years has completely worked in an automated way that I can go on the school run and come back and my my followers, not my followers. My audience will have grown by 10, 20 people. I can be on holiday for a few months in the summer and my audience will have grown by over 6,000 people. And I haven't had to pick up a device. I haven't had to go live. I haven't had to show up on my stories every day. I haven't had to do all of those things. I'm going to share this with you. Now, I know it's also the answer to most people's problem, getting this audience growth strategy in place, because I've worked with thousands of people and we all get really fed up, don't we? We say we hate social media. Type, I don't know. I don't want to type hate actually, because that's not nice. Just type no in the comments. If you're someone who does not want to show up on constantly on social media, having to grow your audience, just type no in the comments so I know who you are. We are alike if that is the case. So we can get really fed up, but in the same breath, I also find lots of my students are really resilient because they've been doing the same thing, trying to grow their followers for years and never actually seen any results. But they're so lush, they're like, I'm going to keep going, I'll be persistent. And I'm like, no, this is telling you this does not work. You don't have to keep doing something just because other people say that you should, in the hope that one day it works. And in the meantime, you're frustrated as hell and it's really not working. And then you just want to give up on your business because it just doesn't feel like it's worth it. So it's also the definition of insanity, isn't it? Isn't there that thing of like, if you keep doing the same thing, expecting different results, is actually the definition of insanity. So we've all been insane for years if we've been trying to post, trying to do reels, trying to keep up with the trends and then expect different results. Like, it just doesn't happen. And you don't need to do that, by the way. You just need a real audience growth strategy that actually works. Let's talk about why audience growth is normally the answer to most people's problems. So if a client of mine is not making enough sales, the first thing I ask them is, how many people are on your email list? It's the first question I ask. If someone's launch fails, the first thing I ask is, and this is because maybe like not enough people show up for it, not enough people buy. The thing I'm asking first off is always, how many people are on your list? And then I ask, like, how many emails did you send to invite? Did you send reminders? What lead up did you do? How many sales emails did you send? Those kind of questions. But if they do a launch that wasn't as profitable as the last one, first question I ask, how much did your email list grow, your audience grow in between those two launches? And when the answer, and you can ask yourself these questions, right? If you're not making enough sales right now, tell me, how much did your email list, not followers, how much did your audience grow? When I say audience, I mean email list, grow in the last month? And I can tell you, because I track these figures. I don't have to go in every day. I just look at the end of the month, or I see how it's going at the end of the month. I'm like, yeah, we're good. As long as I'm doing 2,000 a month, I'm happy. So you'll notice, though, that none of those questions are, how many followers have you got? How many followers did you grow by in the last month, or what have you, right? I never ask that. Or I never ask, how engaged is your Facebook, or how engaged is your Instagram? Because again, that doesn't really give me any information to go on either. Social media is an absolute minefield and it's so unpredictable. Firstly, it's rented land. You don't own your social media. As you know, you can get booted out, chucked out, lose your socials. I mean, even like really big accounts, they can lose them overnight. You can also get hacked. You can also get, what happened to my mum today? She got cloned. Like, who wants to clone Michelle Burrows? Clearly someone. So it's just not safe enough for building a business and building predictable, repeatable revenue, which is what everyone wants in their business, right? Tell me, PRR. Type that in the comments if that's what you want in your business, PRR. And if there's one thing you should focus on doing this year, it would be getting predictable, repeatable revenue into your business. And the one surefire way of doing that is by figuring out your audience growth strategy. But in something that you should enjoy. And you're like, but I don't enjoy social media, but I'm not talking about social media. So take my student Joe. she came to me with a network marketing business, but she really wanted to create a business that was like something that she really, really wanted to do, which was help to support women who were perimenopausal or in menopause. And she wanted to help support them with the strategies and, you know, everything that she had learned, because she'd taken courses and certifications, and she really wanted to go down that route, but she just didn't know how to do it. And she didn't know how to grow her audience. So Jo's in her 50s. She does not want to be prancing around like a plonker, you know, dancing to reels and doing all this kind of stuff, right? She didn't even want to be creating reels. So we came up with a strategy that Jo loved, and it didn't involve any of those things that I've just mentioned. What's happened over the last 8 months is Jo has built an audience of ideal clients to over 5,200. And as a result of that, she didn't have to do a big launch on social media, because she didn't want to do that either. She actually, without showing up front end on social media, sold out of her retreat, and she didn't post publicly once. And so if that sounds like something you're like, yeah, actually, that sounds like my thing, you're gonna want to know this. My other client, Emma, said that she just got so fed up of thinking she had to be this performing monkey, that's her words, performing monkey on social media, that she just had enough. And she got to the point where she had a really purposeful business, that she just said, I wanted to walk away from everything. And then I helped Emma with putting in a daily sales strategy into her business. And she started waking up to £300 in sales. Yeah. And she's like, oh my God, Emma, I can't believe this actually works. Like, I really love doing this. And I'm like, and that's the key. It's finding an audience growth strategy and a daily sales strategy that you actually enjoy doing. I hated doing it for so long until I found my way. And once I found my way, then I enjoyed it. Then I loved doing it. Then it felt good. You know, I didn't get the overwhelm of having to be on social media. I didn't get the ick of thinking, oh my God, I hate selling. None of that stuff when I put in the right strategies into my business. So audience growth can be done without being tied to your socials 24/7. But most people don't share with you the actual step-by-step. So what I'm going to do, starting on the 24th of March, I'm going to be hosting a 4-day challenge. And in this 4-day challenge, I'm going to be sharing with you how to grow your audience and to sell in your online business. And I'm going to keep it super simple. All right. So if you're fed up of just spinning wheels, trying to do the same thing, I'm just going to keep showing up and expect different results. If I'm persistent and consistent, it'll work. It won't. You're just going to get fed up. Then you want to come to the challenge. So if you're on Instagram, you can type growth and you'll get a DM and it'll send you the link, depending where you're watching on socials. But in the title, there is a link to come and join in this free challenge. We're starting the week beginning the 24th of March, and it's called the Grow and Sell Online Challenge. I'm holding it inside of my free group that I have already. So I'm going to host it in there, and I've got loads of stuff lined up for you. But in essence, there are 4 core strategies that every business needs to be successsul. And not just to be successful. You hear so many people talking about building a freedom business. But when you actually start building a business, it feels anything but free. You feel like you're working your ass off constantly. You feel like you're trying to show up on social media. You're trying to be everything to everybody. Charlotte's just logged in. Charlotte's another one. Came to me with 0 audience, right? She had 0 email list, 0 audience. And now she messaged me earlier, over 2,000, isn't it, Charlotte? Or 2,400, right? In a way that she doesn't have to touch her social media. She doesn't have to show up and do lives. She doesn't have to do the things that she might not have time to do, because Charlotte's also got like other businesses as well. And that has meant success for her. And so why wouldn't anyone want to do that? Yes. Well done, you, Shah. Okay. So any successful business has these 4 core strategies. I'm going to touch on these in the Grow and Sell Online Challenge as well. And then we're going to wrap it all up at the end of the challenge in a nice bow, so that you go away with a blueprint that you know what you have to do, the step-by-steps to grow your audience, and make daily sales. So if you want to do both of those things, comment growth in the comments or click on the link in the titles in my bio on Instagram. You'll find it like everywhere. I'll pop it in my stories. You can sign up to the challenge and I'll count you down. I'll keep up to date with you. I've got some bonus little videos for you as well, which I'll send you before the challenge. So, you know, we get started really, really well. So I'm going to teach you step by step in the challenge. We're going to learn how to grow your audience and sell online without getting that ick, without being on social media all the time. And you're going to learn exactly how my students have been doing it. Perfect timing for you, Jan. Good. Amazing. Okay. Well, I will be seeing lots of you inside of the challenge. We've got a couple of weeks yet before we start, so you can get yourself ready, clear the diary for those 4 days, and just give me your attention. And in return, I'll teach you how to do exactly what it is that I've explained. All right. I will catch you guys later.